I call the member for Maitland.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. Today I rise to speak about a debilitating, chronic and incurable disease which affects at least 1 in 10 girls and women in my electorate and indeed across this state and across Australia. Unfortunately, endometriosis, or endo as it is commonly referred to, like many other chronic diseases of this nature, has traditionally been considered a women's issue, historically attributed to hysteria or in more modern times as a sign of women's supposed inherent weakness. As someone who suffered terribly from this debilitating condition until I was diagnosed at 21 and could get some assistance, I thank my mother, my sisters and family friends, including Jenny Fergus, who was the first to suggest that this might be a health issue I needed to investigate. A willingness to talk about health issues in a non-judgmental and supportive way was crucial to me in seeking the appropriate medical care, as it is for so many other women. Today, I encourage everyone to stop and try and understand how damaging such a disease could be. Try to put yourself in the position of a 14-year-old girl already struggling to come to terms with the changes of her body and being struck down by a pain so severe she cannot stand, it wakes her up in the middle of the night, and she empties her stomach in response to the pain hijacking her body. Worried, her parents take her to the doctor where multiple exams show she is healthy and they are all told there is no reason for the pain and it too shall pass. She just needs to put up with it. Imagine receiving this message for what is on average for most women diagnosed with disease, some 7 to 12 years, until finally one day that she attends a doctor who, through her tears and defeated spirits, speaks the words, I think I know what's wrong. Excitement fills her as the little voice in the back of her mind is silenced, along with all of the doctor's friends and family who told her that nothing was wrong with her and she should just toughen up. But this is only part of this girl's story. Imagine being that girl or her family, not knowing that the cause of your pain has been found, but being told that we do not know enough about this disease to offer any cure, and that you'll have to try a cocktail of treatments, surgeries, drugs, until you find something that eases the pain and other symptoms. Thankfully, there are organisations like Endometriosis Australia, which was founded in 2013 by Jodie Dunn and Donna Sicchia, who both suffer from the disease. I met Donna a few weeks ago and was very impressed by her commitment and knowledge of the disease. Endometriosis Australia aims to engage in a strong awareness campaign to provide educational programs on endo, to give sufferers a voice and to work to find a solution for this insidious condition through research. In fact, this year, Endometriosis Australia awarded their first research grant of $30,000 and the recipients were from the University of Melbourne and have identified a gene that may be implicated called Vizatin. Despite this, I was deeply saddened and angered by the New South Wales Government's lack of action on this matter, not just on endo, but all women's health matters during Women's Health Week. In a time where women are following on from our forebears and fighting for equal consideration in business, society and health, this neglect highlights how out of touch the coalition is with women. How can we solve a problem if we're too afraid to discuss it? Unfortunately, periods remain a taboo topic and consequently endo and other insidious chronic diseases such as polycystic ovarian syndrome and endo's nasty twin, adenomyosis, continue to live behind a veil of secrecy. Women don't talk about these issues despite the fact that some 25% of women suffer from undue heavy periods, many of the causes of which can be addressed with simple procedures. On average, endo costs Australia $7.7 billion a year in medical costs, absenteeism and missed social and economic opportunities. This undoubtedly contributes to the gender gap and pay gap, and I'm perplexed as to why such a mammoth contributing factor to this gap is missing from our strategy to achieve high economic empowerment and participation for women. I implore everyone to encourage conversations on this issue, like our federal counterparts. I particularly commend the work of Gai Brotman, the federal member for Bean, and her colleagues to initiate the National Action Plan for Endometriosis. I welcome the $4.5 million commitment by the federal government, hope that it will be invested well so that an end to the suffering of so many women can be reached. The efforts of those like Ms Brotman, along with organisations like Endometriosis Australia, are vital in the physical and emotional support for sufferers. The best way to thank their efforts is to continue the conversation. Our silence is expensive and it is beyond time to find our voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Private